Hi everyone, welcome back to another video from SIC Forex. I hope that you are all having a fantastic week, and before we begin, I'm going to ask you to quickly drop this video a like and also subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss any of my future videos. So let's dive right in. Today we'll be focusing on the Expert Advisor Dark Venus on MetaTrader 5. And I'm going to show you an advanced scalping strategy for the Expert Advisor using some settings that we've discussed on this channel. If you are new, I do recommend watching the settings video before diving into this one. However, so let's dive in. So what we will see is that it uses the Bollinger Bands indicator, which is the standard moving average with two deviations on either side. The recommended pairs are all that ones that we've tested before. However, today I'm going to do a cross between the Australian dollar and the Canadian dollar, or the AUDCAD. The reason for doing this pair has a tendency to be range bound, which can be very good for us grid trading bots. So the pair is the AUDCAD, and I will be using the 15-minute time frame. Now this is my preferred time frame. However, with further adjustments, you can trade it on any time frame. Additionally, I will be trading it from the 10th of January 2022 until the 30th of May 2023. I'll be using a 3,000 deposit and every tick based on real ticks. Additionally, I'll be using a 1 to 500 leverage, and we will be making adjustments to trade 3 different pairs on the $3,000 deposit. So on default, let's take a look at what happens if we run it on default. So to do this, what we're going to do is change the settings to default and then run a standard backtest over the period to see what it would trade like on the pair. Now, it is important to know that even though the initial testing results might not always be good, because the bot offers us with such a high degree of customizability, we can customize it for different pairs and instruments. By doing this, we can also diversify the portfolio of instruments that we are trading. So this will be our first instrument in our live trading series that you guys voted for Dark Venus. However, unfortunately, on default, because the Expert Advisor doesn't have a stop loss, it can blow the account. So it is very important that we will need to make a few adjustments. The first thing that we are going to do is look at the magic number and max spread. First, I'm going to change the magic number because I will be trading multiple instances of Dark Venus on the same account. Additionally, I'm going to adjust the maximum spread for my broker to 45, and I'm also going to next change our money management settings. So if you are new, I do recommend staying at the 0.01. However, I'm going to be using money management true and a 2% risk. Additionally, I'm going to change to strategy number 3 of the Bollinger Band strategy types, and I'm also going to change the middle band period from 20 to 50 and the deviation from 2 to 3. Under the trading hours, I'm also going to set some specific times and days that I wanted to be trading live in the market. So I'm going to start trading at 2 and trade until 22. To do this, I will avoid the crossover and potentially have bad trades placed. Additionally, I won't be trading on Fridays because Fridays are when NFP is announced every month, so I want to avoid that major news event. I'm also only going to allow it to trade in one direction at a time. Additionally, whenever trading a grid bot, it is important to pay close attention to the settings. So I'm going to first enable those two options so that it complies with the hours and weekdays for the grid as well. Additionally, I'm going to lower the grid coefficient from 1 to 0.3, and increase the minimum distance from 50 to 200 and increase the minimum distance multiplier from 1 to 1.2. Alternatively, you can also trade using the ATR minimum distance. However, for this example, I'm going to use a set distance. Then we have our gain loss settings. Now the bot does offer 3 different options when it comes to loss management. Firstly, it offers you a fixed stop loss where you can set a stop loss from the initial trade. Additionally, you can also set a monetary dollar amount and of course a percentage loss settings. For this, I'm going to use the monetary amount because we will be trading multiple set files on one account. So I'm going to set that to true, and additionally I'm going to stop the EA after a monetary loss has occurred. And I'm going to select a third of the account as we'll be running 3 different pairs moving forward. So today will be the first instance of one of the 3 set files that will feature moving forward. Lastly, I'm going to disable some options just for testing so that we can have a speedier testing process. So now that we have made all of these adjustments, let's run a strategy test over the same period and take a look at the results. So the first thing that you will notice is the deposit load at the bottom has significantly decreased to what we've previously seen. The reason for this is the change in grid that we have made, because now the alternate orders are smaller and further spaced between each other. This will hopefully give us the opportunity to stay in the market for longer and generate a healthy return trading this grid strategy. So we are using a trend following strategy for entry, and then when the market goes against it, it starts placing orders in that opposite direction. However, because the grid is set up intelligently now using these advanced customized settings, we can see it's able to generate a very healthy return. So for this example, the stop loss was set at 1,000. However, during the period of testing, it didn't reach that specific amount once. So let's take a look at the results quickly. What we'll see is our initial deposit of 3,000 made a total net profit of 1,758 with an equity drawdown of 644.52 cents, with a nice healthy profit factor above 2 and a high win rate of 78%. Now, what I do believe is we can increase our profits further by adjusting the take target and first take target for order. By doing this, our grid and our first order will have different take target settings. So for the grid, I'm going to decrease it from 50 to 40. And for the first order, I'm going to increase it from 50 to 160. This means our first order in the grid will have a take profit of 16 pips. However, if it does go into the negative where a second order is open, the take profit will be decreased to only 40 points or 4 pips. So again, we see that low deposit load because of the smaller orders that the grid is placing. And what we will have from this is a very healthy equity and balance curve that has already surpassed the previous amount that we closed at and is still going strong. When adjusting the bot for your own broker, I do recommend spending some time looking at the spread, looking at your take profit, and if you like trailing with a trailing stop, you'll also need to adjust those as well. Now, the set file featured in this video will be available on the Google Drive for download, so feel free to test it for yourself against your broker. As we can see from the graph, it is doing really well and it hasn't once come close to the stop loss amount. By setting a specific amount, we can look at how much we are risking, which is 33% of the account, to make this kind of return. A quick tip for those of you that are already trading expert advisors in the market. Remember to make regular withdrawals to withdraw the deposit amount that you initially invested into an account into your own personal account again. After that, the bot can simply trade on the profits it has generated, and you can then adjust your stop loss and monetary loss amount according to the grid size and lot size that you are using. So what we see is an extremely healthy balance in equity curve for a free expert advisor, and there's some expert advisors on the market that would struggle to replicate this. Because of the fact that it is so customizable, you can use it to trade multiple different instruments on the same account. So while doing the research for this pair, I found another pair that is generally range bound and also has less volatility and could be ideal for our grid trading strategy. However, for that, you will need to join us for our next video next week. So what we see from this trading result is by making a few simple adjustments to the way that the algorithm reacts to when events happen in the market, and also being very specific about the pair and time that we are trading, we took an initial balance of $3,000 to $6,138.85, or a total net profit of $3,138.85. Because I decreased the amount and increased the take profit, you will notice we have a lower win rate. However, our profit is very healthy. It still gave a very healthy profit factor of 2.65 with an equity drawdown of $668.25. Out of the total 496 trades, it won 67% of these, and in total our balance only went $109 into drawdown. Additionally, to note from the strategy, because of the small grid coefficient that has been selected, we could potentially be holding trades for a very long time. Now, the way to look at this is to simply scroll to the bottom of the graphs, and you will see the average position holding time, which is 14, and then our maximum position holding time, which was 163. Our minimum close time was only 3 minutes. By taking this into consideration, it will give you a better idea of how the bot will behave in the live market. So as always, feel free to test the set file for yourself. And as always, thank you for watching. Until next time, happy trading. Bye.